If you've played more traditional roguelikes, you might be surprised by how relaxed the worship system in Elin is. There's no penalties or playstyle restrictions for joining religion. So step 1, find the god shrine you like, talk to it, and worship. But what does worshiping even get you? You get an immediate passive buff that increases in strength the higher rank you get. You potentially get an active ability based on the god. The pray ability gives you full health and mana once per day. But the two rewards that you need to grind piety for are the unique follower each god grants you, and the unique god weapon each god gets you once you max your piety at 30 faith. I was confused on faith and piety at first, so the easiest way to explain faith and piety is through cups. Faith is basically the size of your cup, and piety is the liquid you put in the cup. You need your piety to be high enough to unlock certain rewards. The follower needs 15 faith and max piety, and the weapon needs 30 faith and max piety. Now let's talk piety. You can increase your piety through offerings. Every god will take a corpse, and the heavier the better. On top of blank corpses, every god is going to have a flavor of gift they like. For example, the god of luck likes getting fish. This is where the wiki is going to be your best friend, but I'd really like you to look at this little chart. This is the only way to really get a gauge on how filled your faith cup is. The too long didn't read is to make sure you're not hitting that faith ceiling. If you feel a sense of oneness with your god, it means that you can no longer get piety until you increase your faith rank. The one caveat to offerings is that a stack will count as one item, and you can only get 30 points per offering before diminishing returns counts in. What's this mean? It means don't offer a huge stack, break it up. Once you have enough piety, all you have to do is manually pray, and it'll drop at your feet. One last basic thing I want you to know is how you can abandon a god. Unlike other games, the abandonment is harsh, but it's not game ending. In fact, it seems pretty meta for players to bounce god to god for rewards, but to have a god in mind ultimately at the end for the passive buffs they want. Now that we're done with the basics, we can get to the fun tips and tricks. Number 1, take the model follower feat for 1 perk point. It makes your character automatically pray once per day, which will increase your passive slowly over time and your faith skill. You can level up the perk twice, and your follower will also pray, increasing his passive buffs, which you can check on his tab. Number 2, you can take the believer perk 2 times for a total of plus 8 faith to really grind that early game reward. Number 3 is the Truce Grounds. It's located north of Palmia, and it's got every shrine to every god you could want. So if you can't find a shrine, they always got a guaranteed one there. The altars in the Truce Grounds can't be converted, and I didn't tell you what conversion is, so let me do that now. You can attempt to convert any altar to your god's altar. Basically, it's RNG, but the better the offering, the higher chance it is. If you fail, you will get a little smite. It's not that big of a deal. Which leads to the most asked question, how do you get an altar back to base? I think the easiest way is to grab a God of Luck shrine because it's made out of mica and you can transport it pretty easy and bring it back to base and attempt to convert it. You can also get lucky and fish up shrines and just drop them in base. The last way is to use a material hammer like paper to reduce the weight and put it inside of a tent so that way you can bring it back to base easier. Anyway, I think that's everything about gods for now. Hope you enjoy.